Tired now. I wish I could play a trombone like that, but I just got that kazoo just halfway there, but we're working on it. Thank you, Bob. Now, friends, stay with us. There's a whole lot more to come, but right now, let's give a little bit of special time for announcement from one of our sponsors.
Another public service announcement from Brill Cream. Men, beware. Use one dab of Brill Cream. Just a little dab makes your hair look excitingly clean, disturbingly healthy. This man dared to use 2 dabs. Now he's in trouble. We refuse to be responsible.
Brill Cream, Brill Cream, Brill Cream. Brill Cream, a little hallelujah. Brill Cream, you look so debonair. Brill Cream, the gals will offer to ya. They love to get their fingers in your hair. Brill Cream, a little hallelujah. For what's out, the gals will offer to ya.
Get Brill Cream today.
Right, friends, a little dab will do you. If you happen to not have hair, it does a nice shine job as well. And now, because America is a land of many different types of music, our next performer is a talented country western star. So get ready for a little singing, a little guitar, a little piano, and some good old down-home yodeling from Patsy, Montana, singing Cowboy Sweetheart.
I say, oh, hey, oh, little, oh,
breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. We need to pause the show right now. Breaking news. We're going to go live to our nightly news anchor, Pam Paul, at the KLCC News Desk with an important report. Pam, what's the news?
Thank you, Steve, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, we have a special report I know you'll be excited to hear. As everyone knows, the United States has been engaged in this Second World War now for 4 long years. Since December 7, 1941, when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. The very next day, President Franklin Roosevelt declared war against Japan and its German allies, saying the bombing by Japan was a day that will live in infamy. And indeed it has. More than 64 million people have died in this horrendous worldwide conflict. But at long last, it appears the winds of war are changing in our direction. Last year, in 1944, an Allied army crossed from Britain and freed France from the Nazi rule and the Axis powers. Then earlier this year, on May 8, 1945, Allied armies invaded Germany and forced the Germans to surrender. But here's the good news, just in from the front. After the nuclear attacks on Japan's major cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, our Allied forces now have Japan on the run as well. So stay tuned, friends, for further updates as the news comes in. We'll have the reports from our European correspondent first, right here at KLCC. Now, before we turn the mic back over to Steve, let's pause for this word from one of our valued sponsors. Bye-bye, and buy those bonds.
When you're looking for a treat to freshen taste and keep breath sweet, get double smoothness, flavor too. Get the gum that's double good to chew.
Double your pleasure, double your fun with double the doublemint gum.
Don't worry about that man in black there. He has no idea what he's doing. He just wants to be around the women. We've got a special treat for you tonight. Better than double mint, we've got it up to 12 mint. Please help me in welcoming our Legacy Women's Ensemble, singing that upbeat military song made famous by the Andrews Sisters, Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
But then his number came up and he was gone to the draft. He's in the army now, although in reveille, he's the Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy Company too. The Navy Roller Bugle Boy is
You ask me why I love her? Well, give me time. I'll explain. You seen a Kansas sunset or an Arizona rain? Have you drifted on a bayou down Louisiana way? Have you watched the cold fog drifting over San Francisco Bay? Have you heard a Bob White calling in the Carolina pines? Or heard the bellow of a diesel in the Appalachia mines? Does the call of the Niagara thrill you when you hear her waters roar? You look with awe and wonder at the Massachusetts shore where men who braved a hardened world first stepped on Plymouth's rock. Do you think of them when you stroll along a New York City dock? Have you seen a snowflake drifting in the Rockies way up high? Have you seen the sun come blazing down from a bright Nevada sky? You hail to the Columbia as you rush into the sea, or how you're headed Gettysburg, our struggle to be free. Have you seen the mighty Tetons? You watched an eagle soar? Have you seen the Mississippi roll along Missouri's shore? Have you felt a chill at Michigan when on a winter's day her waters rage along the shore in thunderous display? Does the word aloha make you warm? Do you stare in disbelief when you see the surf come roaring in at Waimea Reef? From Alaska's cold to the Everglades, from the Rio Grande to Maine, my heart cries out, my pulse runs fast, the mind of her domain. You ask me why I love her? I've a million reasons why. My beautiful America, beneath God's wide, wide sky.
Nothing like the face of a kid eating a Hershey bar. There's nothing like it you'll ever see. A face as happy as it can be. There's nothing like the face of a kid when he's munching on the greatest taste around. Hershey, the great American chocolate bar. There's nothing like the face of a kid when he's munching on the greatest taste around. Hershey, the great American chocolate bar.
When I was just a wee lad in 1894, that's when Hershey's chocolate came out. God bless my mom and dad for bringing that home. It's been a part of my staples every day of my life, and I hope it's a part of yours too. Please buy Hershey's because they're one of our great sponsors. Hershey's for 51 years. You know, friends, during these years of World War II, we've seen some good times and some tough times. And it's often been our wonderful national musicians who have encouraged us and kept us going. Kate Smith, a great contralto, is known as the First Lady of Radio. I hope you'll join me in welcoming our own Mary Hollingsworth now as she does her rendition of Kate's beautiful prayer. God bless America.
Beside
Now, before we continue with our guest tonight, we do have a tremendous continuation of our show. We have some important announcements that we need to share with you, so please listen up across this nation from coast to coast. First, our KLCC Legacy Singers will soon be going to CBS Recording Studio and creating an album entitled Acapella Sunset. This beautiful album will be a selection of beautiful and wonderful Christian songs of peace and comfort, appropriate for your personal devotionals